The AFL media wars have finally cooled off. Channel 9 have scrambled to fill in critical roles on Footy Classified and their other major programs, while the 7 network has loaded up and splashed the cash. Then there is Fox Footy, who have made big broadcast decisions, but have kept most of their talent secure. We see these analysts and presenters on TV and know a lot about them from their playing days, but it is rare that they open up and we get a deeper understanding of who they are. If any of you look through the Adelaide Advertiser, one particular column would have raised your eyebrows, and it tells us quite a bit about one of the most controversial figures in the AFL media. The quote-unquote reporter of this exclusive interview was Graham Cornes. He mainly does opinion pieces for the paper, but decided to conduct an interview of his own. It just happened to be one of his children in Kane Cornes, and there are plenty of golden nuggets to unpack that help explain who the volcano really is. Now, we all know Cornes can be a touch negative on his football perspectives, although he does point out when players or teams perform well, but this view was shared by his own father. My younger son Kane was a kid racked by self-doubt and negativity. His outlook was often pessimistic. In response to his father's first question, Cornes said, "I don't know if it changed. Probably still have the anxiety and probably still think the worst of situations, and I don't know. I have a bit of OCD and a bit of a negative outlook on things from time to time. I've probably just become better at dealing with it." Cornes clearly has grown in confidence on our screens and on radio, but still is on edge about the direction of his career, even though he just signed a huge contract with Channel 7. "But I always think this will be my last day, or I'll get sacked tomorrow, or what if I get sued and say something I shouldn't have?" There's always that sort of nagging feeling. It's not dissimilar to when I played and I was playing on the great players. You always think they're going to have 30 disposals and kick 2 goals, and they are going to get best on ground. You might not remember or have been old enough to watch Kane Cornes, but he was a great AFL player. He played 300 times, perhaps got there on his last legs, which his father joked to him about, but 4 best and fairest is nothing to laugh at, and neither is 2 All-Australians, and of course a premiership win in 2004. It does feel like his playing career gets overlooked. It's a resume in the top 5 to 10% of all time, and it does give him cachet when he launches his big opinions. But his career wasn't all smooth sailing. Cornes discussed the sad part of his upbringing when he had to go to his mother's house, who had split with Graham. And then I guess when we came to your house, it was a bit more upbeat, and when we did things, and it was a fun time. I remember, on a Sunday night when you were dropping us home, I didn't love going home. Mum would be shattered to hear that, but it's almost like your grandparents, when they are the fun ones, and you hand the kids back to the parents. She worked hard to do everything she could for us, and did the best she knew how, but I guess it was just a sad childhood. Later on in his life at Port Adelaide, Cornes revealed he suffered from some form of health anxiety during his playing days, also related to general anxiety and not sleeping. "I was engaged to Lucy, everything was great, footy was flying, I was playing well and a regular in the team. I started to think something was wrong in my head, so I went and got all these brain scans because I thought I had brain cancer and I've got a bit of health anxiety. I kept going to Dr. Barnes. He was just such a support. He said, 'I don't reckon it's brain cancer. You're pretty fit. You're playing footy.' Then I thought I was going insane, so it was hard. It was probably 12 months of trying to work out what was going on inside my head and the lack of sleep." But Cornes overcame this in his career and ended up finishing as one of Port Adelaide's most decorated players. But how did the volcano explode to become one of the most controversial people in the AFL media? Well, it came from his failed fireman career choice after football. Firefighting just wasn't for him, and while doing a small show called Footy SA in Adelaide, Craig Hutchison, who was also on the show, gave Cornes the boost he needed to launch a new career away from burning buildings. Hutchie was on it, Craig Hutchison. After one of the episodes, he just pulled me into his office and said, "What do you want to do? Do you really want to do the fireman stuff forever, or do you want an opportunity in the media?" I think you present well, you've got a strong opinion, and I think we've got enough opportunities to give you a full-time role. This is what it would look like. And I just said yes then and there, and then went about the exit from the fire brigade, which was met with a fair amount of criticism. Since then, he hasn't turned his back and has shown his serious analytical skills on Footy Classified, growing his personality on the Sunday Footy Show and on radio with SEN. But he is now under the heat more than ever on Channel 7, where he will do live analytical commentary and is set to debut his own show. So it's been quite a journey for Corn so far, and his dad, to finish off, did wish him well for his next media challenge. Good luck. I hope you don't upset too many people. Why? We've got thick skin. You give the family name a bad rap, Kane. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Good to catch up. Besides the Corns family affair, there are a couple other important stories in relation to the AFL as well. The Australia Day Honours saw Neil Daniher named the 2025 Australian of the Year. It's not his 80-game AFL career or 9 years as coach of Melbourne that he's most well known for, but his campaign to raise awareness and raise money, $115 million up until this point for motor neuron disease, or MND. The 63-year-old has fought on to survive much longer than he was first given a chance to, and he has done a remarkable job. The Queen's Birthday Game and Big Freeze is a landmark occasion on the AFL calendar, and without Neil Daniher and his family, none of this would have ever happened. And a shout out to Kelly Underwood, who was another recipient at the Australia Day Honours. She received an Order of Australia for her service in broadcasting. She does cop it a lot on the internet for her game commentary, but she has been in the role for 15 years, so she must be doing something right. Underwood was the first woman to commentate an AFL game back in 2009 and has carved out a successful career in the media from her initial days at Channel 10. She currently holds roles at Fox Footy and ABC Radio. So perhaps some of the other media stars will follow in the steps of Corns and open up a little bit more. The interview gave us insight into the Volcano's mind and why he is the way he is. On primetime television on Channel 7, it's just about the biggest sport media role in the country, and the former firefighter will look to light up TV screens and spark debate with anyone about anything to do with the AFL.